Hello, welcome back to YourStory.com's Facebook Live on the Union Budget, where we talked about corporate tax, angel tax, we've talked about AI, blockchain, whatnot, but we have a very interesting thing that's been missed by most of our participants. This is about the Bharat Net Program, which where all the Gram Panchayats in India will be connected on a net platform, on an internet platform, on which startups can build services. And here we have with us Venu Kondur, the co-founder of LOBB, a technology company that's making the digital trucking, digital logistics ecosystem go digital.
Yes.
Got it messed up, muddled up there. Yeah. But tell me about the Bharat Net program.
Okay, so we have been hearing about this since last year budget. Okay, and again we see that there is a re-emphasis. Okay, on Bharat Net program. What it does is, it helps the Gram Panchayats to participate more on internet. Okay, and there is a fund allocated.
Okay. When you say participate in internet, it's built by somebody. I mean, it's
yes,
a service.
It's a government service.
It's a government service.
So, like how UPI is built for people to use it. So, similarly, this is a network framework through which Gram Panchayat is given a budget to get their Panchayat part of internet, right? So how does it help? We think that tier 2 and tier 3 cities and villages, right, would see that a lot of our friends in the country could actually know how they could get the power of internet, right?
Like what? I mean, for example, if I'm a trucker in say a small
Namakkal
city like Namakkal or Chittor or in the north, you mentioned a city in the north, I mean any other smaller city like Ghaziabad or something.
Correct.
And they can get onto a Gram Panchayat portal.
Absolutely.
And they could know the trucking rates
exactly.
of
so
the day.
They will get free access to internet, which doesn't exist in our country today.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So with which what will happen is more and more people will learn how to use the app-based world, right? Which is out of reach today.
Okay.
So how do they do today? Is in a conventional way, wherein everything is on the phone today.
Okay.
Right. So
they just dial numbers and call up the agent.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
So the entire logistic ecosystem today runs on phone.
Correct.
So what we see that the transformation that we have seen in last 4-5 years in our country is going to see a rapid momentum because of government, such initiatives that government is taking to get the tier 2 and tier 3 cities part of internet.
This is interesting. This is on a feature phone.
Yes.
And it directly links to the agri allocations that they made today, where they said, to increase exports in agriculture to 100 billion, they want to connect farmers to food parks.
Yeah. So
and that an essential part of that is the trucking ecosystem, which uses your services.
Absolutely.
And the Bharat Net program is going to allow them to access all these apps.
Yeah.
Right?
Correct.
Okay. And how is that fundamentally going to change the industry? Is it more income to truckers, more income to farmers, or meeting that export target of 100 billion?
Yeah, so we think that the more and more middlemen will go away from the system because they would have direct access to the end product originators, and therefore their margins will dramatically increase. So we see.
So that adds to their pocket.
Exactly.
And therefore spending.
Yeah, could be about.
And therefore boosting the economy.
Absolutely.
So therefore you think he's got it bang on when he says the economy will grow by 7.5% to 8%?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And we see that with the recent things on GST and e-way bill, how we have seen the transformation while there was initial teething problem, but how it has changed. We see that such programs where you are making the internet available for so many people, we will see a dramatic improvement.
It's interesting, he did not talk about UPI and Beam and all that, but subtly he's talked about these kind of things which will add to the economy. He said the tolls will go cashless.
Absolutely.
And that all cars and trucks will be with fast tags. Why is that?
Okay, that's it. So today the trucks and on the highway, they spend more than 10 to 20% of their time, transit time on roads at the tolls for waiting. So which is a huge wastage for the our nation, right? So we think that such initiatives would reduce the carbon burn, right? And therefore our import cost, on crude will reduce. Okay, the amount of time the truck drivers will spend on the road will dramatically change. They will spend more time with their family rather than that. the stress level that they go through and the number of accidents that could happen because of the stress that they go through waiting on the toll would reduce.
Okay,
so these are all connected, right?
It is connected.
These are all connected, right?
How much time do they waste on tolls? I mean, you've assessed it, right? I've seen that graph once you sent me a year ago. I mean, about 30% of the time?
We see that easily. And we see that in some other tolls in India, today we spend more than an hour or two, right?
After GST, has it reduced?
It has definitely reduced.
But still a problem.
Yeah, but GST is more for the borders.
Yes.
Not for the tolls.
Not for the tolls, correct. Well, valid point.
So this is more like, GST with entire toll going digital. We will definitely see the transit time of the trucks coming down drastically again.
And again, all the toll, and because that cash, it's going to be cashless.
Yes.
And will it be a problem because now they have to go to Ashok Leyland, Tata Motors, and all the others to say you have to put in RFID tags?
No, so it will be inbuilt.
Okay, it will be inbuilt.
Yeah,
it will not be retrofitted.
So I was speaking to some of the manufacturers. So they were saying that going forward, all these manufacturers will be pushed to make it OEMs rather than having a retrofit.
Then your ecosystem of truckers. They are not digital yet. They are with people like you. They are.
Then it will definitely retrofit. Right? The ones which
are millions of truckers in India. Right?
Absolutely.
90 million, right? Yeah. And we've not even scratched the surface of
9 million. Sorry.
9 million.
Yeah.
But we haven't even scratched the surface, right?
Yes.
We haven't even reached 100,000 to 200,000 truckers.
Not
right?
yet.
Exactly. So when trucks come retrofitted with these tags, there has to be an intervention where their bank accounts are linked.
Correct.
And there's a play of Aadhaar also.
Correct.
Right.
Absolutely.
There's a play of Beam.
Yeah, UPI,
right?
Yes.
UPI, and then there's the Bharat Net Program that they access it to.
Correct.
So what that ecosystem, is he working towards this ecosystem, or is it just announcements and then somebody has to stitch it together?
I think these are all independent systems, right? So the startups like us would have to work on making it happen. But then largely the good thing is the government in different pockets is making the things happen, right? So that's a good thing. So when the government has announced that we would accept only digital payments part of the toll, it kind of emphasizes it pushes the whole ecosystem, saying that we need to get to a digital economy. Right?
Okay.
So that's a brilliant move.
Okay, interesting. But although you never talk much about logistics, it's a very subtle way of saying this is what's going to impact logistics.
Absolutely, and we are very excited, and we see that that's really going to change the way people were booking the trucks.
Okay.
Right? So we see that a lot of people, with demonetization and how GST has helped people to move from offline to online mode. We see that these investments would help our country to go digital.
So overall, do you think it's a positive budget when everybody else is giving it a kind of a 50-50 equation, or everybody says it's populist? Do you say it's a really well thought out thing?
We think that a lot more could be done. Okay, I think in years.
What do you say a lot more?
Yeah, so infrastructure. Okay, we see that in countries like US, okay, where the trucks, in logistics they spend about close to 6 to 8% of their GDP. We spend about 15%, right? Okay. So that's quite a lot. So therefore, if we need to get that down to a reasonable level, we think that our governments have to do much more for infrastructure, right? So today we have come from single lane to 2 lane, 2 lane to 4 lane, right?
Now
so now we are
6.
moving to 6, right? In some places towards 8. And then how do we get the largest rail network globally that is available get integrated with roads, which hasn't happened, right? And then integrated that with sea, right?
And then the ports.
Right. So that's how when this multimodal logistics thing will evolve, we will see that will get benefited. So we would want that government would start, pushing the funds more towards that. So we haven't heard too much about it today. So therefore I would say that, again, like you said, a lot of people are saying 50-50. So there are certain things that has happened very positive. Okay. There are certain things we think that were left out and possibly
left out, but not negative, certainly. Not I want to ask you one quick question, last one, and it's about your economy, the trucking economy, are the voter base for any government.
Yeah.
What's the mood like?
So it's like
the GST has hurt them.
Yeah, hurt them. Okay, so they feel that I need to learn a lot. Okay, but once they have started learning it, they feel that the change is good.
Fantastic. Good, Venu. Wonderful talking to you. Thank you for being on YourStory.com's Facebook Live.
Thank you so much. Pleasure is all mine.
Cheers.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye bye.